Welcome, WolfTheWolfettes. We are back with the brilliant Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart on the PlayStation 5, and we are playing through this game on Renegade Legend difficulty. And I hope you guys and girls are having an absolutely fantastic day. Now, what we're going to be doing today is we need to head over to Club Nefarious and find a guy named the Phantom, who is going to hook me up with a spaceship that I can use to leave the planet and follow Rivet to try and rescue Clank. Now, before we do that, in the previous video I came to this factory area looking for a spy bot, and I thought I couldn't continue because I couldn't do that little wall running section up there just yet. But you can actually continue on, so we're going to quickly do this bit, get the spy bot, and then we're going to head over to Club Nefarious to try and find the guy Phantom. So let's get straight into things. Right, so pretty much we just need to jump on these crates and head over to that section over there. But for some reason, when I was playing this in the previous video, I thought I couldn't carry on for some reason, and I had to wait until I could start doing some wall running. But no, you don't need to. I think we've got to go this way. Yeah, so we're going to come up here, and I think Ratchet mentions he can't.
I don't think I have anything that can get me over there.
Yeah, so you can later on, so you can come back later on and do this wall running section, so you can get that rare titanium and the crates. But if you come this way here, then you're able to go and get the spy bot. Now, the spy bots are very important if you're not too bothered about getting the collectibles in this game, because I know some people just don't care about collectibles. I do recommend getting the spy bots, because the spy bots are the thing that's going to lead to you getting the Rhino weapon. And the Rhino weapon, aka the Rip You a New One weapon, is the greatest weapon in the game. So even if you're not too bothered about collecting like golden bolts and pieces of armour for like cosmetic purposes, I do recommend getting the spy bots, because the Rip You a New One weapon is the greatest weapon in the game, especially in this game, because there's a lot more different features with the Rip You a New One weapon in this game that make it even more fun. So I definitely recommend getting the spy bots, even if you're not too fussed about the other collectibles in the game. Definitely get the spy bots. Oh, I wondered why they were screaming then. It must be because there's a bunch of nefarious guards over there. Let's put a Mr. Fungi down so he can help me out. Try and make sure you use Mr. Fungi as much as possible. And all of the other, like, the little helpful bots that you can get in this game, like yeah, things like, well, I don't know if Mr. Zircon's in this game, but things like Mr. Zircon, Mr. Fungi, the thing that turns people into like flowers and stuff like that. It's good to throw them down as much as possible, because you need to level them up for the platinum anyway, so you might as well use them as much as possible. I think the platinum trophy in this game is actually a hell of a lot easier than in the previous games. I don't think you even need to do all of the stuff that you used to have to do in the previous games. Like normally you need to like level up every weapon to the maximum level, find every gold bolt and stuff like that, but I don't think you actually have to do it in this game. I think it's a very, very easy platinum. What the hell happened? Did I just hit an invisible wall? Oh, come on! What the flipping hell happened there? That's bloody annoying. I think the train was actually supposed to have come back, maybe. I don't know what the hell happened there. That was some weird. That's better. Oh god, what's going on? Oh man, there's even more of them. Jesus. They really don't want me to get this spy bot, do they? Right, let's get another one of me old Mr. Fungis out. And then I think we're going to pull out a few grenades. Oh god, I didn't dodge that one very well. Lovely. One thing I do love, it's sort of like one of the things that Mark Cerny spoke about when he first revealed NAC for the PlayStation 4. And he mentioned about all of the little bits of armour that would come off of the enemies when you hit them, which was like a feature of just like PS4's increased power. And it really, really does show the power of the bloody PS5. Like, when you hit these enemies, look at all the little bits and bobs that just come flying off their body. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. The amount of like bits of metal that come off of them. And also, all of the sound effects that play as well. It's beautiful. I took a lot of damage then because there's actually an upgrade you get very soon actually, where if you press circle you can dodge, and because I don't have it at the moment, I'm taking a lot more damage because I'm used to using it now, because I'm way ahead in this game off YouTube now. I'm way ahead in this playthrough. So if my commentary is a bit naff at the moment, I'm feeling a little bit, I don't know, a little bit congested, I guess the word would be. They decided to cut all the grass in my local area. So when I was walking this morning, every single park near enough had the grass cut, so it's really messed with my chest. So yeah, apologies. Right, let's grab this spy bot.
Well, look at that.
You found a resistant spy bot. Hooray! They contain intel on different planets and plans for a secret weapon if you collect enough of them.
See, a secret weapon. So if you come onto the touchpad, you can actually look. Obviously, if you look on the map right here, you can see all of the collectibles you need to find. Then you've got your armor stuff, which I don't think I've actually gone on yet, so I can show you the armor set I got from pre-ordering. So I'll quickly show you that. You found an armor pod. These grant a permanent boost whether you equip them or not. Collect more by completing pocket dimensions, exploring planets, or completing optional content. Yeah, there's a pocket dimension actually in this area that I think we might be able to do in this video. Right, so I come over to here. See, you've got a whole bunch of armor stuff. I don't think these provide any kind of boost or anything because they're just like a cosmetic item. I don't know if the other items do anything. I think these might all just be cosmetic. Right, so I'm not going to put the helmet on because we like to see Ratchet's cute little face. So we're just going to put the body stuff on. But look at that. Doesn't that look flipping cool? I think you could also change the, yeah, you can change the colour of it as well. So we can make it like, there we go, you can get a little bit of green on him. Oops, took his trousers off then. Sorry about that, Ratchet. Yeah, see? Look at that. Doesn't he look flipping cool now? Oh, mate, that is beautiful. It looks a lot more like a hero now. Because what hero goes to war wearing his generic clothes? You need to have some armour, mate. I don't think it does, Nick. I don't think it provides any, like, extra defence or anything like that. Right, let's have a quick look on the mini-map, because it says there's some raritanium around here. Also, that door over there, that door, we can go through that door in this video once we've spoke to, I think we need to speak to Phantom first, and then we will be able to go through that door.
Gotta keep looking. The sooner I find Club Nefarious and this Phantom, the sooner I can get to Clank.
Alright, lovely. And where's the other one? There we go. I do like that the collectibles and stuff appear on the mini-map. I really do like that. Because I have a lot of trouble with collectibles. Oh, we can't get that one yet. I have a lot of trouble with collectibles and finding them in video games. So being able to see them on a mini-map is amazing. We missed quite a few bits of raritanium inside the factory, but never mind. We can go back there at some other point. We'll have to go back in there anyway once I get the wall running ability, which we should get very soon.
Let Miss Zircon make you a deal.
Lovely.
Thanks for shopping, cutie.
Okay, right, let's head over to Club Nefarious now, and let's meet up with this guy, Phantom. Man, this game is absolutely stunning, ain't it? You just want to stop and just look around. It's so beautiful, and we're not even playing on the best visual mode, which is fidelity mode. We're playing on performance ray tracing, which I guess would be the worst mode for visuals, but still bloody beautiful, ain't it? Absolutely sublime. I do recommend playing it on fidelity mode though. It is 30 FPS, but it's still a very solid 30 FPS experience. So I still recommend playing on that mode if you want. I'm only picking 60 FPS because having that extra smoothness in your YouTube video is a big benefit. It really does make the video more enjoyable to watch, in my opinion. All right. As I get closer to Club Nefarious and the music gets more loud, hopefully it's not copyrighted music, you can feel the DualSense controller beat into the music. It's beautiful. I wish I could just like let you all experience it, where I could just hold it up to the screen and then you could like feel the vibrations. We need to push technology further so we can really experience stuff together. Like that thing they made in Japan where you could like hook up this hand and two people could hold hands together through the internet. It was a very depressing kind of invention, but also very clever. You might have seen it. It was on YouTube many years ago. I definitely don't have a Club Nefarious membership card. Oh, mate, look at this, mate. Oh, hell yeah.
Phantom, where are you? Hi, yeah, are you the Phantom?
I am whatever you
Oh, lovely. Filthy robots. Filthy robots. Guys, like Detroit Become Human with all of those robot prostitutes. Oh, no. But these robots are definitely not as attractive as the robots in Detroit Become Human, that's for sure. I mean, that guy right there just looks like a bin. Oh man, I love the vibrations coming through the controller at the moment. That one looks a bit different.
Resistance alert! Resistance alert!
Can't believe first mission in forever and my cover's blown.
Phantom? Is Skid? Better take care of these guys or they'll go after Phantom too.
So Skid is the Phantom. Because obviously we are in a completely different dimension, there's many characters that have now got completely different roles in life. Because I think in Ratchet's dimension, if I remember correctly, Skid was like some sort of skateboarder, I think, in the first ever Ratchet and Clank. I think Skid was like somebody that Ratchet idolised, and he was basically like the Tony Hawk of Ratchet and Clank, if I remember correctly. I think that's who Skid was. It's been a very long time since I played Ratchet and Clank, the first one. But yeah, I think that's what Skid was. But in this dimension, he's working for the Resistance to defeat Nefarious, Emperor Nefarious. Not Dr. Nefarious, Emperor Nefarious. So there must be two Nefariouses in this game, which is... That's going to be quite a fun experience, ain't it? Fighting two Nefariouses, goddamn.
Wait!
Who are you? I was just in the middle of a mission.
I'm Ratchet. I heard you were...
No names. Gotta be smarter than that if you want to join
Oh, look at that, we just got him. We just sniped him from afar. Poor guy. One thing I will say though, playing on this difficulty is a hell of a lot better, just because the enemies actually know how to dodge. If you play on even just normal difficulty, the enemies just stand there and let you shoot them in the face, where they behave like actual aliens with a bit of a brain on this difficulty. So I definitely recommend picking the top difficulty. And it's not difficult, honestly it's not difficult, you'll be perfectly fine with this difficulty.
Another beautiful day to watch
Oh. I just love how you've got all the robots running around and stuff and all the citizens. I like how the world, oh god, I like how the world is a bit more packed with just NPCs and stuff. I like that. Sorry that I am taking a lot of damage at the moment. Like I said, soon we're going to get the ability to basically dodge without having to do this like jumping stuff back and forth. Once we get that, I'll be back to playing well again. Because I'm not used to having to use the jump ability now, because I've spent so much time with the dodge ability that I just don't jump
There
anymore.
has to be something around here I can use to reach Phantom.
Lovely. Oh mate, look at all these bolts. One thing I will say, oh actually, this is something I'll mention quickly. If you come on to the touchpad, there's actually a few things you can do. I don't think it's on the armour. It might be on... Yeah, if you come on here, oh, you found a gold bolt. Each one grants you access to unique reward or cheat. To a unique reward or cheat. Yeah, so if you come onto this little bit right here, you can see your collectibles and stuff, but you can actually change your wrench skin, and you can also change what your bolts look like. So instead of getting like nuts and bolts, you can get other cool things. So right here we've got our wrench skin. So we could make it like a gold wrench if we want to, so we might as well pick gold, it might look pretty cool. If you come over here, this is the Resistance Spy Bot. Each one contains secret intel you can listen to, so we might as well quickly listen to that.
Nefarious City. It has been 10 years since Corson 5 fell, and this rotten place arose out of the ashes like a bloody temple. The Emperor promised peace and order, but all Ms. Zircon got was oppression and slightly cheaper consumer electronics. Travel to other worlds has been heavily restricted, along with civil liberties and public crying. But with all the bleakness and despair and hideous architecture, there is one grace note. This is where the Resistance was born.
Very nice. So just a bit of history about this world and the Emperor, Emperor Nefarious taking over and all that good stuff. Whoops. And then you come over here. And this, I don't even know what these are, but these look like precursor orbs to me. But this is another collectible you can get. But if we come over to, where is it? I can't remember where it is. But there's a way that you can change the nuts and bolts. Maybe you unlock the ability later. But yeah, you can change your nuts and bolts on the ground into, I think, like crystals or something. I guess it's like a Spyro Easter egg. You can change it into that drink that's from the Sunset Overdrive game and stuff like that. So yeah, you can actually change the nuts and bolts on the floor into other items. Do we need to go? Oh yeah, you want to come this way actually. I think there might be a gold bolt over here. Yep, there we go.
Don't mind if I do.
Lovely. Man, I love doing that. It's so satisfying, ain't it? Alright, looks like we've got to do a bit more of that wall running there. Wall jumping, I should say. Could you imagine, like, I wouldn't say like an open world, but like, you know, like Jak and Daxter 2 and 3? Could you imagine like a Ratchet and Clank that was a bit more open like that? I reckon that, well, I suppose it kind of is in this game, but could you imagine like a slightly more open world Ratchet, like Biomutant or something? I reckon that would be amazing. I would say make it, well, I suppose you could make it a little bit RPG-ish. I reckon they could really, really ramp up the size of a Ratchet and Clank game and make it sort of like the size of like Biomutant. And have like lots of different places, lots of different planets you can travel to. I reckon they could really up the size of this game. I think this one's just been a quick one they've made for the launch of PS5, but I reckon this will be another trilogy, and I reckon they'll get very, very big eventually. There'll definitely be another two, I reckon.
Please, stop running! Is this some kind of test? It is, isn't it?
It probably is, but it's very bloody annoying, that's for sure.
Hey, wait!
Ah, here we go. I think we've got to do a bit more fighting, and then we can finally speak to Skid.
Wait.
There he is, the football from the club.
That's a bit rude.
I'll handle this, Phantom. You just get to safety.
Another resistance member.
Ah, these guys, it's probably good to use your Enforcer on, because these guys love to run up to you and punch you in your cute little face. So it's good to use your Enforcer on this bit. And get Mr. Fungi out, because Mr. Fungi is an absolute legend. He shoots them and diverts their attention. So he's like a little tank. Takes all the damage for you. But he dies very quickly when he does get smacked. I think you can upgrade him a lot though, where he becomes a lot more of a threat. So they really, really want to attack him. And he also lasts a lot longer health-wise. Flipping it, I jumped straight into that like an idiot. What a throw. Is that it?
Now, where'd you go?
Oh man, I just love picking up the nuts and bolts. I love it. And the little sand that comes through the DualSense controller. I think it did it in Ratchet and Clank on the PS4 as well. Just so satisfying. Man, I love this game. This is probably my favourite PS5 game. There's been a few very good PS5 games. You had Demon's Souls remake, you had Returnal, but I reckon this is my favourite. It would be though. I love these like 3D platformy games.
Nice work, new guy.
Thanks. Shh. What is this? Some kind of secret handshake? Hey! What do I do with it?
All right, new guy. Try out your Phantom Dash.
Phantom Dash?
enemy can't catch what doesn't temporarily exist.
Lovely. Right, so before we follow Skid, we can now come back and we can reach a few other areas. So we're just going to quickly do that so we can get a bit more raritanium. And we can also, I think we can also do a pocket rift, maybe, like a pocket dimension. Yeah, that over there, that's a pocket dimension. And I think to reach it, and to reach a gold bolt, we might have to do a bit of wall running, which I think you can also do now as well. I might have to continue a bit further on into the level first, but I guess we'll find out. But I think once you unlock this Phantom Dash ability, I think you can start wall running for some reason. A bit random why that would allow you to wall run, but I think it does. Guess we'll find out. But let me just quickly get all of this stuff over here. There you go. Lovely. Let's make sure we shoot this first so I don't accidentally blow myself up. Lovely. You definitely want to collect a lot of raritanium though, because being able to upgrade your weapons, some of the extra features that you can unlock on these weapons is amazing. Especially with just the basic pistol, being able to have like additional shots and stuff like that. It's amazing. But now that we've got this dash ability, I should hopefully take a lot less damage. Because that's the main reason why I'm getting hit at the moment, because I'm not used to doing this back and forth jumping stuff. Right, we're going to quickly go back into the factory as well. Shouldn't take too long. I think we have to come back round here. Just going to quickly run through there and grab up the raritanium that we missed. How do we get in there? That's where we came out, ain't it? How did we get up there to begin with? There was like a little rift I had to use, wasn't there? How'd you get back in there? I can't remember how we get in there. Ow. I thought there was like a rift we had to click on. I like pull myself. Oh, well, never mind. We won't bother going back in there. We do have to come back over here, though, anyway. We're going to come down here, see if I can do that wall running bit over there, because that leads to a golden bolt. And then we can also do the pocket rifts. The pocket rifts are like these little additional areas you can go to where you've got to do like a little fun challenge and stuff. And you unlock different armor sets to wear, so it's fun to do. It's worth it. Yep, we can now do the wall running. And there should be a gold bolt over here as well. Yep, there we go. I think that might be the final gold bolt of this area, actually. I think there's only 3 to find. And the pocket rift is like down here somewhere. Or over here. Yeah, down here. If we jump over here, we should be near it.
Gotcha.
I probably will try and do as much of this game as possible. Try and find like all of the gold bolts on camera. Try and do all the pocket rifts and stuff like that. Because it ain't the biggest game in the world. So it's definitely worth just doing all the stuff in this game. Just to make sure the experience lasts longer. Right, this is a pocket rift. This is where you get a true example of just how great the SSD is. Because like, when you go through that SSD, it's got to load an entirely new world. And then watch. Look how quick it is. But there isn't even any loading. And you can literally just walk back into another world. Look at it. It's ridiculous, ain't it? This is the kind of stuff I love about Next Generation. I love that. Because all I keep thinking about is, obviously you've got that movie. I've never watched it, but it's supposed to be really good. But that Spider-Man multiverse, Into the Multiverse, or what is it? It's the one with, I think Miles Morales is in it, that animated Spider-Man film. But could you imagine if Insomniac made one like that and you could have like all of the Spider-Man characters in different realms, different Spider-Man characters, different enemies, and you could like zap through all these different multiverses. They could really do that in the next Spider-Man game. Maybe not in Marvel Spider-Man 2, but if they made like a different spin-off game or something, they could really use this kind of technology for stuff like that. It's amazing. What is it called? I can't remember the name of it. I haven't watched it, that's why. I think it's Spider-Man Into the Multiverse, ain't it? Let me know in the comments. It's the one with Post Malone's Sunflower song. That's a great song, that is. I like that. Very nice song. Very summery kind of song. Certain songs you can only listen to in the summertime. I've got no idea what that trophy is for, but apparently it's called Boing. It's very hard to bloody shoot when you keep jumping everywhere, Ratchet. I love how they just fade away. Here we go. Look.
Whoa. And I think that covers everything here. Nice.
Robot Disguise. Part 1 of 3. That looks like the armor set that Rivet was wearing in the intro cutscene. That's nice. Oh, baby, yeah. So you get these little pocket dimensions that you can explore, and you find like new armor sets and stuff like that. Very nice. Alright, let's carry on now and go and have a chat with Skid. Got about 5 minutes left of this video, so we should be able to get near enough to the end of this world. Just making sure I haven't missed any raritanium anywhere. I don't know how we get back into that factory. I thought there was supposed to be a little portal you could pull yourself to, but yeah, I can't see it. We'll come back another time. Look at these robots. Oh man, look at them. I really wish they made a collector's edition for this game. That's one thing that seems to be lacking lately. Collector's editions. With statues and stuff. I like stuff like that. Not just for unboxing on YouTube, but I just like having them myself. Having like a physical statue of it. Now we finally get a collector's edition for Oddworld Soulstorm. So we finally get a statue of Abe. We need one for Ratchet and Clank. I don't think they've ever released a collector's edition for Ratchet and Clank. I could be wrong, let me know in the comments, but I don't think they ever have. And Ratchet and Clank's been around since PS2, so they need a collector's edition. I mean, you can get a really nice statue of Ratchet. I think it's not on First for Figures. I think it's a different website, because different ones have like different franchises. But I think there is like a very premium statue of Ratchet, but there isn't any like just like the nice like £100 collector's editions with the game collector's editions, which is a shame. I'd buy the shit out of that, Sony. Come on. Press cross and then circle for Phantom Dash. I like how they put that little safety bit down there just in case you completely balls it up. I like it when they do that. Every video game they do that, don't they?
To run along those panels. You want to go even further? Jump and Phantom Dash.
Oh mate, flipping out. You're getting me to do a lot of stuff to get at the same time, Skid. I'm getting old. I ain't got very good reflexes anymore. I'm 29 now, mate. 29. I'm aging.
Just stay close.
Ah, here we go. This is like an example of ray tracing right here. Like, I'm not going to start faffing around with the settings and stuff whilst I'm recording. I already did that in the first episode and panicked. But as you can see, you've got like these really nice reflections. It's even better on fidelity mode. But if you was to switch this to performance mode and you have a look at the difference in reflections, you'll really see the difference from ray tracing to just the generic hand-done reflections. So yeah, this is a good place to test it out. So switch to just performance mode without ray tracing and you'll see the difference and what ray tracing brings to games. Or if you go from fidelity mode to performance mode, you'll really see it. I'm going to have to keep making sure I have a quick look on the mini-map just to make sure I've not missed any raritanium, because raritanium is very important.
Can you get a royal starship or not?
Oh, Lombaxes. You are just as stubborn as she is.
Wait, you know that other Lombax? Where did she go?
Sargasso. She always goes there after a mission.
Sargasso.
Sargasso. That sounds like a planet that would stink.
I'll make you a deal. You see that blimp? You help me take control of it, and I'll help you get into Nefarious Tower. It's the only place in the city you're gonna find a royal starship.
What's so special about the blimp?
Just find a way up to that rooftop. I gotta grab my gear. But I'll meet you up there.
Rooftop? How do I get to that rooftop? I'm coming, Clank. Just hang on.
I mean, it's pretty obvious how you're going to get to the rooftop, Ratchet. You're going to get there by using your jetpack boots, tethering to these little grapple points and also pulling yourself through other rift dimensions. It's very obvious how you're going to get up there, Ratchet. I'm pretty sure you should know that. But yeah, going to have to end the video now, WolfTheWolf. We'll carry on with this next time. So yeah, thanks for watching, WolfTheWolf. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Sorry if the commentary was a bit naff at the start of this video. Like I said, yeah, lots of cut grass in my area at the moment, and whilst I was walking this morning it really messed with my chest, so I was kind of feeling a little bit woozy at the start of this video. It was weird but I feel a bit more normal now. But yeah, thanks for watching, hopefully you enjoyed. Like, share and join the pack today.